Hey everyone. Hey, my dear brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ. Another day closer to redemption, the Lord, and the rapture, another day closer. That is what we are right now. Dan Savage is a homosexual man that is a popular person. He's in entertainment and media. If you Google his name, it says Daniel Keenan Savage is an American author, media pundit, journalist, and LGBT XYLMNP 123, etc., community activist. He writes Savage Love. An internationally syndicated relationship and sex advice column. In 2010, Savage and his husband, that doesn't exist. There's no such thing as gay marriage. People can think that. They can think that's a real thing, but it's not. God rejects that. There's no such thing as gay marriage. So Savage and his husband doesn't exist. Terry Miller began its Better project to help prevent suicide among LGBT XYLMNP 123 youth. Yes, it's Christians that cause this suicidal thoughts, right? It's not that it's unnatural and disgusting and pathetic and sin and abomination. Nope. It's about Christians making people feel bad. Give me a break. Dan Savage is a prideful homosexual man that is a famous person. He does one-eye symbolism here because he's a sold-out satanic Freemason. He's gay, and that's going to lead him to hell. He's prideful about being gay, and he covers his eye. Figure it out. Here he is with his husband. There's no such thing as gay marriage. Two men cannot marry themselves. It doesn't exist. Two women, they cannot marry themselves. It doesn't exist. There is no such thing as gay marriage. God doesn't recognize it. These people are in mistake. These people are in trouble. These people are living in sin. These people are not living the truth. They are living a lie, and they think it's okay, but it's not okay. You know the term, what would Jesus do? I know that term. And look at this. This homosexual Satanist Freemason is saying, what would Dan Savage do? Not Jesus, nope. What would Dan Savage do? And he's got a coffee mug, and he's dressed up like Jesus, and he's putting out his open arms. What a bunch of disgusting blasphemy. What a bunch of lies. God is not a homosexual. God hates homosexuality. He wants us to come out of that. I personally know people that are gay, and I personally know people that struggle with that, but they're also Christians, and they deny this stuff, which is what you should be doing. Don't have pride in homosexuality. What would Dan Savage do? Nope. I don't want to know what Dan Savage would do. He'd have anal sex. That's what he'd do. Disgusting. Abomination. Absolutely disgusting. Sodomy, Sodom and Gomorrah. Are you absolutely joking that you think this is fine? No, thank you. Sodomy, homosexuality, it is sin and abomination according to God and according to me and according to many other Christians. We're not putting up with this. Dan Savage is a famous person. What does he do? He covers one of his eyes. He's married to a man. No, he's not, because there's no such thing as gay marriage. Absolutely not. No such thing. And then he's got a coffee cup that says, instead of what would Jesus do, it's what would Dan Savage do, dressed up like Jesus, right? This effeminate, gay, homosexual, disgusting man that does disgusting things. Sodomy is one of those things. No, thank you. I am not taking part in that. I don't want to take part in that, and I'm going to expose it for the sin and abomination that it is. It's disgusting. Sodomy, Sodom and Gomorrah, wake up. Wake up if you think that this is appropriate. Oh, no, he's just a gay guy. He loves his husband, and they have anal sex together, and disgusting. Absolutely disgusting and abomination. These people are on their way to hell if they don't get right with God. That's the plain, simple truth. That is what's going on. What would Dan Savage do? He'd be a homosexual that would have sodomy with a man. Disgusting and abomination. What would Jesus do? Call this out for what it is: sin and abomination.